Hi, my name is Matthew Johnson. I'm a singer, songwriter, actor, and model. You know, ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a singer. So now, to actually see people coming to my shows and listening to my music, it's a dream come true for me. I just want to make great music. I don't care if I have 1 million fans or $1 million. As long as I can have one person feel good and be happy listening to my music, my job's done. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I can't thank you enough for even listening to my music. If you haven't heard my music, go check it out. I appreciate you. Stay tuned.
Back to Elevator Paso. We have come to that part of the show where we get to explore a little bit of what's going on in our city and find out about that explosion that's about to happen within the music scene. And for this, we've been hanging out a little bit with Matthew Johnson. Matt, how are you, brother?
You alright? You chilling?
Doing well. Matt, you have so many projects going on.
Yeah, man.
You're at that verge of stardom. Tell us a little bit about this and how you got it.
Well, I mean, it all started in New York City. I've been in El Paso for 6 to 7 years, you know what I'm saying? And I just broadened my horizons here. A lot of people saying, hey, why did a guy from New York City, you know, a Jamaican American come down to El Paso to start like building on his music career? And I said, hey, why not El Paso? You know what I'm saying? It's a smaller market and I stick out more in this market. So, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things in the works.
And El Paso's super welcoming to new talent. Has that been your experience as well?
I mean, it was a slow start, but once I started getting into the scene and getting onto the major concerts here like Minor Palooza, Neon Desert, Fiesta de los Flores, and you know, getting some press here, then you know, the scene started to open up for me a little bit.
Tell me about the experience of doing Minor Palooza.
Oh, Minor Palooza was great, man. Like, you know, I got to open up for the Cataracts back then, and like with Christina Eustace, you know, from Buenos Aires Juarez and Televisa, and I performed in front of like 25K of people, man. Wow. It was huge, and I got to do like a 30-minute set. It was just amazing, man.
What did that feel like inside? Was that the biggest crowd you performed in front of?
Yeah. I can't lie.
What was your first reaction going out there seeing the crowd?
I mean, like my first reaction was like, hey, like I gotta do good, like I gotta be energetic, I have to be, you know, respectful, that, you know, I have to do well and perform well. So I wasn't very, very nervous, I was just excited, you know? So that's what it was.
So I have found that when I get to do public speaking events, I get a sense of euphoria of being up there. Do you feel the same? Do you get that feedback from the energy of the crowd?
I do.
And it starts to build up to that.
I do. I try to like feed off the energy of the crowd, and I try to build up my momentum and just say, hey, what's going on? How you doing, El Paso? Or how you doing, New York? And blah, blah, blah. You know, how you feeling? And they give the energy back, and I give that like tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Like go back and forth.
Right. You know? And so your music is very much focused about that feel-good type of.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Is that something that's a philosophy of yours?
Well, I mean, like, I'm Jamaican American, yeah, done know. You know, my mom's from Jamaica, my dad is from, like, you know, New York City, Lower East Side. And I just like, Irish vibes, good vibe music. And that's what I try to portray in my music. And that's how I am as a person. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a positive individual. And that's what I'm trying to give off to the masses.
So what's your expectation? Where do you want to take your music and what do you want people to get from it?
Well, I just want them to get a positive vibe, a feel-good vibe, and I want them to do what they feel they can do in life. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody deter them. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. You know what I mean? Just feel good about yourself. Do what you have to do what you want to do, live your life. And that's my energy, and that's my motto. It says build you. You know what I mean? So.
And I love that. This is very much what this program's all about as well. Building it all up. Tell us how it was that you were able to maintain that discipline, that goal, and just go after it.
Well, I mean, a lot of it comes from my brought-up scene because, like, my parents instilled in me to do what you want, you know what I'm saying? And, like, build on that positively. You know what I'm saying? Like not in a negative way, not in a negative environment. Stay away from bad things, and that's where the feel good vibes come from, like from my parents. You know
So you were very young when you started this. I mean, this is a dream that started at 14?
13, 14, yeah.
Wow, and your parents started to support you from that age?
Yeah, because I actually started going to vocal school, and I got my first manager at 14, B. Montgomery, shout out, salute to you. You know what I mean? She was managing Bone Thugs and Harmony, member Busy Bone, and also Soul For Real from back in the 90s. You know what I mean? And they're still out there doing their thing, you know what I mean? Like later on in life, I got to meet their manager, current manager Steve Lobel. Shout out to Steve Lobel from A to Z Entertainment. And yeah, they're still doing their thing, but that's how I started.
That's very awesome. And I think that's a lesson for us as parents to take when we get to that point where we need to decide on whether we support our child's dream or we try to force some idea or ideal that we want to have on them. And I think it's obvious in this case that when you choose to support, the possibilities are great.
That's right, man. That's right.
So tell us about what your next step is.
Well, I mean, I've been through a little bits of ups and downs. You know, I had different management. I just got onto some new management situations, and I'm releasing new singles. And actually, I'm going to be combining the Latin market, the Latin reggaeton, Latin trap, with my Caribbean pop and dancehall vibe. You know what I'm saying? So that's the next step, and that's the next, I guess, wave, you could say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm sure El Paso's gonna love that. You're in the right market for this.
I know that. Like Bad Bunny's been out here, Nicky Jam recently with CNG Entertainment, right? And all those things. Actually, and they're bringing Cardi B out here in May, no?
That's right.
So, you know, Cardi B's actually Trinidadian and Dominican. So she's in the Caribbean, like, and Latin vibe as well. So that's why she's being here. You know what I mean? Like, that's why she's coming here, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a market that, I mean, it seems like you're really like a ring finger.
Yeah.
It's perfect for you.
Yeah, man.
So are you planning to establish roots here? Is this where you're going to be basing your takeover of the world?
Well, I've been here for the last 6 to 7 years, man. So I've been building here. I've been, getting press here. I've been like doing lots of shows here, news coverage, Neon Delta, like I said, Fiesta de las Flores, Generation 2000 for the kids at the convention center. Lots of other things, and I'm also a SAG actor. I'm part of the New Mexico Screen Actors Guild.
Nice.
So yeah, man. So I'm in the environment.
Now tell me, coming from New York to El Paso, culture shock for sure. But tell me how it's been more beneficial for you to be here. Tell me about your experience of the interacting with people here.
Well, I mean, like my experience here is that, like, it's a small market. And New York is very oversaturated, just like LA, Chicago, Atlanta. They're very oversaturated markets. Here, because there's not a lot of people doing my sound of music, which is the dancehall pop sound, right? Like maybe like a Sean Paul, Sean Kingston. I stick out more here. And that's the benefit of being in the borderland in El Paso.
Now tell me a little bit about who are those characters out there that you've looked up to? Who are your role models that you try to model your life after?
Well, Bob Marley for one, in in the reggae genre. Buju Banton, who just was released from prison, but he's a very he was released from prison, but he's a very, 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 very influential and positive brother, and he's doing big things. You know what I mean? Like him. I like Mattis Yahoo as well. I like Collie Buds. And another side of the lane, on the pop side, Mike Posner, Justin Timberlake. I even like rock music. I like all types of music, but my niche is like pop, reggae, and dancehall.
Excellent. So, should we be expecting any music videos, any new releases? You mentioned bringing out some new singles.
So the new singles is going to be coming out very shortly. I can't say the release date yet because I don't really have one, but I'm working on 2 or 3 new singles right now to be released in the near future.
And for everybody out there that wants to get a listen to your music, where do they get a hold of it?
So you can get a listen to my music on YouTube at Matthew Johnson. And you can follow me on Instagram at Matthew J Music, Twitter at Matthew J Music, Instagram at Matthew J Music, and then just follow my journey.
All right, man. Now, before we go, you got to give us some word of advice.
Yeah.
Tell everybody out there trying to break through the scene, what would you advise to them?
I mean, be unique. Stay yourself. Don't change for anybody. And just follow your dreams. Never give up. Bless up.
Appreciate you, brother.
Bless up, brother. Yeah, man. One love.